Hello children. So today in this session we are going to continue with relation between time period, frequency and velocity of wave. So before that we have learnt with characteristics of wave, that is oscillation, velocity of wave, amplitude, frequency, time period and wavelength. So these are some of the characteristics of wavelength we have gone through. In textbook also you can see that the characteristics of sound wave, okay, where we here they have given frequency, amplitude and speed. So we have gone through with these things. Now we are going to study with further details, okay, further details of characteristics of wave, that how that produces, okay. So in order to this we need to have a relationship. So in order to have relation between time period, frequency and velocity of wave is given. So how to find out that? Let's try to understand. So we know that wavelength is lambda, isn't it? So time period is, let me write it as, time period is reciprocal of frequency. Okay, this you have to understand children. So time period is reciprocal of frequency, or even you can take it as frequency is reciprocal of time period, either this or that. This is very good, okay, where relation between time period, frequency and velocity of wave, time period is reciprocal of frequency or frequency is reciprocal of time period, anything this or that. There is relation for this between velocity also. So what is that? So let's try to understand. So frequency you can take it as, so that is mu. This is the symbol, like this we'll write it. This is mu, okay, which is equals to v divided by lambda, okay, where v means velocity, this is wavelength, that is frequency, okay, v means velocity by this is lambda, that is nothing but wavelength. So this is how the relation between time period we used to calculate, okay. So let's try to solve a problem based upon this. How does the problem works? So let's try to understand. That question is that a person is listening to a tone of 500 hertz, okay. Try to assume that a person is trying to listen a tone of 500 hertz, or say for example you are only taking, okay, you are listening to a song which is tone of 500 hertz, okay, sitting at a distance of 450 meter from the source of sound. Say for example this is point A, and till here there is some 500 meters, okay, that is 500 hertz listening of sound, where distance is 450 meter from the source of sound, okay. What is the time interval between successive comprehensions from the source is the question that we have here. So it is simple. A person is listening to a tone, now ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು tone ಕೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, which is at 500 hertz, sitting at a distance of 450 meter from the source of sound, okay. What is the time interval between successive comprehensions from the source? So that is, let's try to solve this problem. So using these two formulas we can, that is time period is reciprocal of frequency or frequency is reciprocal of time period. Based upon this we can solve that. So let me write it as solution. So that is mu, this is mu, okay, that is equals to 500 hertz. Mu is equals to 500 hertz, where distance is equals to 450 meter. Distance is equals to 450 meter, and t, that is time period, we don't know that. Let's try to calculate what it is. Time period of frequency, the formula we have here is t is equals to 1 by f, that is reciprocal, okay. So in order to this, let me write t is equals to 1 by 500. So the answer we get for this is 0.002 second. Okay, this is the time period. This is how the time period will be calculated by using the based upon these questions. Okay, I hope you children got an idea that how to solve problems. Similarly, question will be arised either this or that with the formula that is t is equals to 1 by f or f is equals to 1 by t. With introducing that, we can solve the problem. There are three conditions necessary to produce sound. Okay, this is all away. So there are three conditions necessary to produce sound. That is, the first one I have written here is the vibrating body, a vibrating body, and the second one is a medium to travel, and the third one is a receiver to listen. These are the three conditions that necessary to produce a sound. Before that, children, you just go through with this diagrams. Okay, in the textbooks we have diagrams. Okay, speaker, density variations, pressure variations, density or pressure, how the wave produces. So this will be the distance, crest, trough, average density or the pressure. Okay, go through with these structures. And again here also you can see wave shape of low pitch sound and wave shape of high pitch sound. Might be you have seen in computers or laptops where sound variations, how does it variation sound like this. Okay, so sound wave travels, soft sound and this is louder sound. So based upon this, we are gonna see the conditions necessary to produce sound, that is vibrating body, medium to travel and a receiver to listen. In that, we are gonna study about a vibrating body first. So what is a vibrating body? So it is a sound is produced only when source of sound vibrates. A sound is produced only when source of sound is vibrates. That we call it as a vibrating body. That is, it oscillates at its mean position in to or fro direction. What happens? It oscillates at its mean position in to and fro direction. So that is, this is to and fro position. Sometimes vibrations can be seen and sometimes they are invisible. ಕೆಲವೊಂದೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, we can see those vibrations. Okay, sometimes it is not able to. So it is invisible. So let's take an example for this. ಏನು ತಗೊಬೋದು? That is, you can see vibrations in ringing bell but not in case of playing harmonium. Okay, what happens in ringing bell, we can see the vibrations but not in case of playing harmonium. A tightly stretched rubber string when plugged in middle shows a fast to and fro motion, isn't it? ಸೊ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ತುಂಬ ಟೈಟಾಗಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ರಬ್ಬರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಂಗ್, ಗಿಟಾರ್ಸಲ್ಲೇ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ವೆನ್ ಪ್ಲಗ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಟನ್ ಅಂತ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಶೋಸ್ ದಟ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫ್ರೋ ಮೋಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ವೆನ್ ಟರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಫೋಕ್ ಇಸ್ ಹಿಟ್ ಆನ್ ರಬ್ಬರ್ ಪ್ಯಾಡ್, ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್? ಈ ಥರ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನಿಯಮ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನಾಟ್ ದ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನಿಯಮ್, ಸಾರಿ, ದ ಗಿಟಾರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್? ಟ್ಯೂನಿಂಗ್ ಫೋಕ್ hit a rubber pad, the faint sound is heard, isn't it? We get some sound, isn't it? That is the faint sound, but no vibrations are seen. But if you bring that turning fork near a hanging bell, it shows the auxiliary motion. So ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂಥರ ತೋರಿಸಿರುತ್ತೆ, ringing bell ಒಂಥರ ತೋರಿಸಿರುತ್ತೆ. So I hope you children got an idea now. When the source of sound vibrates, it collides with the particles present in air. Okay, when the source of sound vibrates, it collides with particles present in air. These particles after collision further collide with other particles. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, these particles after collision ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, they collide with other particles and continues in the form of chain carrying energy until the energy particles of the becomes too feeble to collide further and propagate the sound. So what does that mean? ಸೊ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದೀಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಕೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಕೊಲ್ಲೈಡ್, ಸೊ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಕೊಲ್ಲೈಡ್ ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಿತ್ ಅದರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅ ಚೈನ್, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ಅ ಚೈನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅಂಟಿಲ್ ದ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ಫೆಬಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಟಿಲ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, the particles becomes too feeble to collide further and propagate the sound. So later what happens? It propagates to sound. As we move away from the sound source, the sound becomes feeble. Okay, as we move away from the sound, okay, the source of the sound becomes feeble. This is what a vibrating body refers to. I hope you children got an idea with basic thing of vibrating body. And again we are going to continue with a medium to travel in the next session of our video. Thank you.